I am feeling so nervous today, my loves. So nervous. And it's so interesting how fear can be this portal between the ego and the soul. In order to honor our souls, sometimes what we are asked to dance with, to surrender to, is fear, is embarrassment, the feeling of not being good enough, perfectionism. Our soul is this place of wholeness within us. It doesn't ask of us to prove anything. It's this unconditional love within. And yet our egos, which I never want to vilify or demonize, they are also here for a reason. Everything in the cosmos exists as part of a unified whole. And our egos are here to protect us in the way that they know how, based on the traumas we've lived, based on the experiences we've had, and the stories that have then calcified within us, hardened within us so much so that they feel like truth. They feel like reality. And this ego wants to protect us from the fear of being rejected by the collective, the fear of being embarrassed or annoying, or any of these socially demonized traits, that you're not allowed to be humiliating, you're not allowed to take up space in certain ways. And so our ego is really part of this conditioned reality. And so I always feel when I'm doing my soul's work, when I'm speaking from that place of my heart being open to whatever comes up, when my soul is really leading me, that is when there is this ultimate surrender into the unknown of releasing that sense of protection and finding protection in something much more nourishing than the ego could ever provide me, something like unconditional love. You know, ultimately I feel like that is what our deepest selves are seeking. And the ego tells us we should seek that in things like success as defined by the society we live in, things like meeting certain milestones by certain ages, and these external forms of validation. But our souls, that eternal part of our being, they're so connected to unconditional love. And if you can allow yourself to find rituals, practices that connect you to unconditional love, that is your birthright, that is your truth, that is something, a place, a home to return to. That is so beautiful, my loves, and so precious, and something that I've been thinking about so much when it comes to perfectionism, and when it comes to the feeling and the fear that our creations, what we seek to bring forth through us, are not good enough, is that every creation is an invitation into the amount, the texture, the flavor, the frequency, the depth of love that would allow it to be. Every creation is an invitation into the amount, the texture, the flavor, the frequency, the depth of love that would allow it to be. Every creation is asking you, will you love yourself enough to let this pass through your hands and your heart? Will you love the collective enough to offer your gifts to us and allow us to delight in them, to not relegate what we seek to experience through you as purely judgment or criticism? Will you see a higher possibility for us and through us? Will you love the divine enough, whatever you feel connected to, whatever is your universal wisdom or guidance or cosmic divinity on earth, whatever that may be for you, whether it is God, Allah, spirit, source, the universe is what really resonates for me, the cosmos, this idea of universal intelligence and love and wisdom, and this feeling of this warm blanket surrounding me, this life that is living me, this breath that is breathing me. So much is happening without my conscious control or decision making. And that really is the colonizer and the Western view, that control is this ultimate value and virtue that we should seek. Self-control, control of others, control of reality, control of knowledge. And actually, none of these things can truly be controlled. They are dynamic, they are flowing. And when we seek to control them, we bring them into our limited and our egoic understanding and need for control. And so it becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy. And so going back to the original point, when I'm speaking from my soul, I feel this feeling of leaning back into an unconditional love that holds me and that I hold, that sources me, that is me. And sometimes this comes through in the form of a mantra or a set of words that I repeat to myself. Sometimes it comes in the form of a song that I sing to myself. And right before recording this episode, which I felt so nervous to do, I had this song come through to me, and it went, "There are words you are called to, they feel called to you. Their only request of you is let them come through. There are words you are called to, they feel called to you. Their only request of you is let them come through. My darling, my angel, you've nothing to prove. With love by your side, my love, you've nothing to lose." I'm so grateful for these words. I'm so grateful for the frequency of sound, of music that can speak to and through us. What a gift. And so I really believe you're being invited into your soul, into your heart, whatever that represents to and through you, whatever that feels like, tap into that. And know that that is often going to come with some initial fear, with some resistance. I think that fear and embarrassment are these gateways into purpose and service and honoring that deeper truth. When you're willing to sit with fear and take the fear, surrender to it, on the other side of that is a beautiful and grounding experience. And like I feel this curve of, oh, I'm terrified, I'm resisting, to, oh my word, I love it here, I'm in flow, I'm so proud of myself. And so it's almost like that feeling of deliciousness, of alignment, it only rewards or offers itself. It has standards, and it offers itself to those who are willing to go through the portal of fear, of resistance, the feeling of not wanting to do something and then finding so much joy and pleasure in the doing of it. So that is the message that I wanted to share with you today, my loves. I love you so much. You are so divine, so magical, so precious. And I will see you on the next soul session.
My love, get a free creative activation when you sign up on my website, Ayandastood.com. This is not the same as my Substack where you get a free ebook. This is where you get a free creative activation, which is my soul's deepest, most loving offering. Truly, I love this meditation album. It is for sale on my website, and I love using these activations to get into the flow, the frequency of creation, of love, of a more settled nervous system, tapping into the parasympathetic nervous system where all the wisdom and all the connection to love and soulfulness exists for us. And so I really encourage you to check this offering out. And if it speaks to you, it is with you for life. The offering is delivered through a private podcast feed, so you can download it, take it on a walk with you, listen to it lying down in a meditation before creation. That is what I do, whether it's writing or podcasting, anything where I know the fear is speaking to me, the resistance is speaking to me. It gets me into this juicy and loving energy, that feeling that whatever comes next, I'm worthy of creation, I'm worthy of trying. And it's not about perfectionism. It's not about proving myself to someone else or even to myself. It just brings me back to my own magnificence. And that is the intention behind this work. I would love for you to check it out. And if you would like to get a free creative activation, once again, visit Ayandastood.com.